Alright, so I am back, and today we're going to take a look at the Mastermind Creations Carnifex, which is part of their reformatted line. As you see, huge box. This is Overlord, I believe. So yeah, there's a look at the box. All the stuff he can do. This is not in the instructions, so we will not be taking a look at that. Oh, yeah. And then bottom of the box. There you go. Ah! Sorry. Just throw the camera at, or the box at the camera. Alright, so see here, set up a little bit closer, down. All right, so here he is in his alt modes. So we got the jet mode, and then we got a tank mode. We'll look at these individually. Now, before we go any further, little disclaimer here on my review of this guy. So this is not mine. I'm not going to force this figure to do things that it doesn't seem to want to do easily. So, that being said, these pieces here and here are not correctly tabbed in. I know this. I know where they tab in. I can see where they tab in. They tab in this tab right here. There's a corresponding tab like right under this that it should, or right about here, that should tab onto there. Because of the way this thing is designed and built, I can't easily get it over there. Now, it's not mine. These joints seem fairly stable, but I don't want to force something to move into a position and then break it. So that's unfortunate. That's my fault. I'm sorry. But it is what it is. And because of that, the way it's designed, these pieces here would tab into sections on this to make the combined jet mode thing. So we will not be taking a look at that either, because this is really unstable at this point because it doesn't lock in. I believe this piece here is supposed to actually slide into this spot here. That's how much closer it should be. But it just, like I said, I can't get it. I don't want to force it. I don't want to break it. It's not mine. So yeah. My apologies. Let's move on, shall we? So anyway, the jet mode does look fairly good. A little messy, but that might be my fault again. This section up here is just, it doesn't seem to want to go any further down. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Alright, never mind. Disregard. It fits down there just fine. Looks good. It's got the landing gear here, up and down, and it's got two landing gear back here. They do roll. Let's see if he rolls. Not well. Not well. He does not roll well. Like some of these wheels, like they move very freely, but the way it's balanced, it's like the front ones want to roll. This one doesn't want to move at all, it looked like. But that could be my smooth counter too. So anyway. Some of them, he's got this flat black, which looks pretty cool. And he's got this gloss black that looks awesome. Absolutely incredible black paint there. But yeah, that's oh, the cockpit does open. go. I'm wondering. Just grab blurs real quick. Here's a little Titan Master. Let's see if these guys fit in here. No, they don't. So, which is fine because I mean it's not really supposed to, but yeah. All in all, jet mode looks pretty decent. I wouldn't sit here and call this thing a marvel of engineering, but I think they did the best they could with the design of the figure and with the way it transforms. So set that piece off to the side. Here's the tank mode. This one's pretty straightforward. I mean, you got treads and a cannon. This does not rotate, doesn't do anything. These are rubber, and when you rotate these, it does spin the wheels. So that's pretty cool, but it doesn't really work. It's like one of those that's like it works on paper, but not really in use. Yeah. So yeah. All in all, though, I mean, they work for what he's supposed to be. Overall, let me just stop for just a second here. This is a character I have no knowledge about. Never had any interest in learning about him. He wasn't in the cartoon. I don't read the comics, so it's just he's one of those characters I don't know. So if he's your cup of tea, then great, but he ain't mine. Yeah, he's not in any fiction I'm familiar with. So taking these off, we're going to transform them real quick into bot mode. So you want to flip this panel here around, and we'll tab in right there, just like that. Open this panel here up, goes this way, like that. Rotate the leg up, and it there's a tab here, slot there, so it rotates up, pegs into place. Close that up, pull this back, pull this forward, open the feet, it's a tight joint, but it's a good tight. Open it up just like that, and there you got a leg. While we got it here, we're going to take a look at the articulation on the leg, because it'll be a lot simpler this way. So we've got a hinge at the upper knee, and then there is another hinge at the lower knee. Nice, tight. Would have preferred ratchets, but seems pretty tight, so I don't see an issue there. No swivel here, but you're going to get a swivel at the thigh. We'll show that off once we combine them. The foot has a tilt like that, and then there is a rocker in there as well. That's just a piece. Don't take that off. Alright, so there is left leg done. Set that off to the side. Do the right leg here real quick. Same thing on this side. So you just flip this around, tab it in. Pieces like this, you can just sit here and you can tell that it's they went the cheaper route and sculpted just one piece for both sides. Probably every chance they could to save cost. So rather than sculpting a whole new piece, they just made it universal for both sides. it is what it is. Flip this out, rotate this up, this folds around, just like that. Posability stays the same. You want to take this piece here, and you flip out this handle. Open this piece here up. That will allow you to flip this around, and then you can close this up like this. And then this will rotate in. Right. Like that. Same thing on this side. Close it up. There is his rifle. And you can rotate this around, I believe. Again, I'm not familiar with the character, so I don't know which way it should look, but this is how the toy, or how the box art has it, so we're going to go with that look. So, yeah. Alright, now let's do the big boy. So first thing we want to do is we want to pull this assembly here up, untabbing it from the jet, like that. Then we want to pull this piece here up, like this, and then out, like this. That way you can get the swords out. Same thing on this side. Set those off to the side. We then want to fold the land gear up, untab this from here, and then we can split the nose cone like this and pull this assembly out. This becomes a shield, which you can rotate this around like this. No, like this. Yeah, like this. Close that up. And then this will come out, and this is his handle for the shield. Come back to that later. As you can see, there's lots of parts forming elements to this figure. Again, I'm not going to fault him for it because I believe that's just the design of the character itself. Alright, so we want to move these pieces here kind of up and out of the way. These things are on... It's really, really weird. Okay, so this is on a swivel here. There's a hinge that this is attached to, which is attached to these little posts. Inside there's these two little knobs. These right here, which rotate independently. That's what you're supposed to attach the legs to make the combined mode. Combined jet mode, anyway. So that's one thing I don't like. It's on a swivel here, which that armature is then attached to this swivel here, which is then attached to this hinge here, which is then attached to this piece here that rotates up and down. So it's got a lot of moving parts and some very small bits of plastic in there. That's why I don't want to push on it too much, because I don't think it would... I mean, I'm sure it's going to be fine. It's MMC. They have been doing an excellent job with their figures lately. I just don't want to push my luck with someone else's figure. And then these pieces here, you rotate these out. Again, we got a lot of little bits of plastic here, and it's just like, he's such a big figure. I don't see why they needed to do so many little details, but I mean, it's cool. But so you want to flip this panel here in, and these little thrusters in. Then you take this assembly here. This will fold up, untab this section here like this. This will fold down, rotate, fold it up, fold this up like this, rotate this down. This will fold around, and there is slot, a peg hole here, a peg hole here. There is a tab here and a tab here. there. So when you put this in, you got to line that hole up and tab it in. And then this will rotate around and you tab that in and it all locks into place, forming his backpack. The backpack, it slides up and down his back from bot mode to alt mode. You got to be careful with it because it really did not want to move on me. I thought I was going to break it. So in, up, untab, rotate down, tab in, rotate around, and tab together like so. Fold in the landing gear, rotate the waist around like that. Get these panels here out of the way so you can rotate the arms down. Alright. Flip the head. Fold these pieces here down. Those kind of help keep the arms in place. And then we want to arrange these guys so they are, so that this piece is coming down like this and these pieces are up like that. So down like this. A lot of moving parts in those shoulder plates. I think they really should have worked that one out a little bit better. Alright, so fold this up. And these will tab into place. Maybe. Possibly. There we go. Rotate it out. Open up this forearm, and then you can pull the hands out. This. Close them. We'll fold this up. Open up the forearm. Flip out the hand. Like this. Rotate. Close. Like that. Flip those down. Then we take the backpack here, and it's supposed to slide up. Let's see if it goes easily. And the answer is no. No, it does not. It's not going to go up. Instructions are very unclear if like there's another way to make this thing go up easier. And then that it just needs to go up. There we go. It kind of helped pulling it out a little bit and then pushing it up. That seemed to help it a little bit. But yeah. Alright, we'll do posability on this before we attach it together. Head, it's on a hinge here and then a ball joint here. So you get the up all the way down, great down, great up, you know, full left, right, little head cock thing there. Awesome head sculpt. I love this head sculpt. And he does come with an alternate head, which I'm sure is a reference to a comic book somewhere. Again, I don't read the comics, so I can't say, but it looks like he's a little dinged up. He's got a little bigger grin. So, let's see here. We've got ratcheted shoulders up and down, in and out, bicep swivel, bends at the elbow, wrist swivels. There's a little bit of a hinge up and down. Each finger is pinned, which is the best way to do it if you're going to do individual articulated fingers. So they all bend freely, just straight hinges. Thumb has a ball joint and 3 points of bending. One at the ball joint, and then here and here. So good range of motion there. He's got a little bit of an ab crunch here, waist swivel, and then the hips, you can move these skirts out of the way. They ratchet up and down and in and out. And then you can open up this chest here. Shows little missile pods. And then there's this little switch right here that you can push out. That'll make these little guns come out a little bit. And I think something goes on over here, but I don't know. But you can see those guns kind of come out. So yeah, and it's got this nice glue gloss finish over this blue plastic here. Looks incredible. He is stunning. Now let's attach the legs. Very simple. Very, very simple. Let's see. Yeah. So you just take this, just lock it in. And take this, and yeah, lock it in. Holds very well, surprisingly well, for it going in so easily, and then you can pull it out. It is really, really well designed, really well done. And there is Overlord in his bot mode. Nice, big, hefty, chunky bot. It's got a good weight to him. No die cast, but it's that MMC thick, heavy plastic. Looks great. Let's see here. Here's his shield. Take this. There's a tab here. There's also a handle here. We're going to use the tab and just try and plug that in, see if it works. No problem at all. Plugs into his hand just fine. Sword, you can take this and plug this into his hand. No problem. As you can see, I don't have his fingers gripped on it, and he's holding it just fine. And then you can store these. See, I don't see any place on the back here, but I could be wrong. I know you could store them on the shield, just like this, if you wanted to. There's a little slot here, tab right here. You can plug it into. Take a look at the gun. Plug that in. Fold his fingers around just in case, because it is a little heavier than those swords. And yeah, it holds it just fine. No issues at all. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent looking figure. Just superb. Now, again, here comes where I have a slight issue because I don't read the comics. I don't know how big this guy's supposed to be. So I don't know if he's supposed to be MP scale or chug scale. I believe he's chug. I believe. I don't know though. So we'll just do a full size comparison. Here he is with a Seeker, a Legends, and Chug Prime. So yeah, he looks really good with them. Really, really good. If he's supposed to be that menacing and towering, that's where I understand he's supposed to be. Could be wrong. Probably. And then MP wise, here he is with MP10 and an MP car. So again, he's really big, very imposing. I think he looks good with them too. Yeah. So all in all, I think he's great. I say definitely pick him up. If you're a fan of the character, if you're an MMC fan, if you're a fan of the IDW comics, get him. If you're a fan of just having a good figure, then he's also a good recommend. If you're a fan of a good figure that transforms really easily and really well, this guy's gonna give you some grief. Not much. I mean, as you can see with the jet mode, I mean, I was not quite right on it, but it still worked well enough. So I mean, that's gonna be your call there. That is not enough for me to really knock it too hard. All in all, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's an excellent figure. I highly recommend him. I think he's great. I am debating on getting one for myself. I have no need for him. I have no attachment to the character. It's just that good of a figure that I kind of want one myself. So yeah, there you go. There is the MMC Carnifex, aka Overlord. I do really, 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 really like it, but it is an MMC product, so that's probably why they turn out some great product. So yeah, I guess that's really all there is to say. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's very parts farmy, but once you get him into that bot mode, he's just awesome. I mean, the bot mode works so well. It's kind of mind-boggling for me, because usually people with the parts forming, like at this level, they just kind of give up and like, no, it's not gonna work. But in this case, it's pretty good. I know there's a Titan Return one rumored that's going to be leader class, which means it's going to be a little bit shorter than this Prime here. So if you want the big imposing one, this is the way to go. I $180. It's expensive, but it's a $180 figure. It's worth $180. I could say that. So yeah, there you go.